All right, enough of that. Let's take on the myth here of the dream school, the dream university, the dream college. We can't ask Cinderella anymore because she didn't go to college. But this is a very common thing to hear people talk about, and I want to read over this article that I found online that I thought handled this myth pretty well. From a college student who got into the dream college myth and then realized the myth did not match reality, and nor did the shattering of that myth mean that her dreams were shattered. She talks about here, I spent most of high school obsessed with college. And that's true for all kinds of high school students, well-meaning teachers, parents, other students, counselors, trusted adults are very heavy-handed with emphasizing going to college. Now, sometimes college can be necessary. Often it is necessary. That's not the point of this video. That being said, if you think about how things are marketed, how things are sold to people, what is the most effective way to sell? You don't just offer the product and talk about the good features of the product and the superiority of the product to alternatives. You sell a lifestyle. You sell an idea, a feeling, an experience related to the product. And colleges, with the help of movies and media and the help of some well-meaning, well-intended, but not totally informing adults, have sold 17 and 18-year-olds this idea of the dream college and all the potential dreams that are connected with this idea of the dream college, which is what I call the dream college myth. And students, unless they are informed, they have to go against the grain quite a bit to avoid this myth, because it's what many of their friends believe, it's what their parents may tell them, it's what teachers and counselors and people advertising the colleges themselves may tell them, that there is a such thing as a dream school, one perfect school that will fulfill all your requirements, that will enable you to fulfill all your dreams. It's very effective advertising, very effective marketing. Because if you can make someone believe that the product that you are selling, the service that you are offering, is their dream, and that to not have that thing or to have an alternative is not to have their dream, then they will sacrifice in order to receive their dream. But the truth is, there is no such thing as a dream school. There are no solutions, there are only trade-offs. That doesn't mean there aren't good schools, that doesn't mean there aren't great schools. But there is no one product or service, colleges among them, that will fulfill all aspects of what you want. There are trade-offs, there are choices, there are decisions that people make. The myth of the dream college assumes a couple of things. It assumes that there's one perfect college. It assumes that not to have the college of choice, but to have alternatives would be forfeiting one's dream. And those things are not true. It also assumes that 17 and 18-year-old dreams will not change and adjust. And the truth is, many people are still paying for their quote unquote dream from when they were 18 to 22 years old of going to college. But now that paying off that debt is inhibiting their dreams when they're 30, they're still paying for the dream when they were 18. And the truth is, adults need to interject here some adult thinking and adult experience, that we know that we have dreams beyond 18 years old, and that the dreams when we were 17 and 18 have changed and adjusted and developed. And to meet our ultimate dreams in the future does not require just one path, one perfect college, or one dream college. So I do hand it to the marketing departments of colleges and universities who have been able to successfully sell this to people. But the author of this article talked about that she even made a decision that her grades were good. She lived in the state of Georgia, and based on those things, she knew that attending her state school meant that she would pay nothing in tuition. But because of the prestige myth of college, that where you go to college will impact your future hiring or your future dreams, because she bought into the dream college myth, because she bought into the, well, I've got to get out of town, I can't live here anymore myth. She said her attitude was, over my dead body was I going to my state school. This would have been tuition free, but she was going to pay a premium for something that was sold to her as her dream. But I'll just say this: a dream doesn't usually come with classes. You want to go to the happiest place on earth? Go to Disneyland. That'll be great. Then you don't have to take classes, and it may even be cheaper if you want to go and have fun and have a good time. But a dream usually does not involve having to sit in classes and do assignments. And that's what college involves. But this is commonly the attitude of young people who are looking into going to college. Now, when she was looking through her colleges of choice and taking surveys on why she turned down other colleges of the 9 that she applied to, her statement, which I think is pretty smart, is your school costs too much money. Now, they tried to ask her in terms of, well, did you not feel our culture was a right fit for you? Did you not feel like our dorms were nice enough, that we didn't have a high enough rock climbing wall, that our campus wasn't pretty enough? No, it was that it cost too much money. Though often people don't have a full awareness of the cost because they're taking out student debt. They don't have an awareness of how much it's costing them until it's too late. So she said, this is the myth of the dream college, that once you get onto college, you're going to have this magical experience. You're going to feel like you're at home, that this is the one and only place for you, and that you have to go to school here, because not to go to school at this college, college X, would be to not have your dream. But she says, puts in pretty strong terms, what I realize in retrospect is that this is all a lie. Looking back on that do you have dream bread or dream milk? Like that, there's only one type of bread that you can buy, and that not to have it would your dreams would be crushed. But it's amazing that certain products get marketed this way and it's effective. But she said she believed that it was ultimately a lie. And the lie was this: that there is just one school where you can fit and be happy. There are several comparable alternatives that offer different things. And what you do is you make choices, you make decisions, and you make trade-offs. You weigh the costs and the benefits, what you like versus what you don't like. And you're going to get a little bit of both with every decision that you make. And so you make a decision based on that cost-benefit analysis, that adult decision-making process, not the impulse buying of trying to assume that every decision you make or lack of decision will lead you to a dream or losing your dream. Same thing when people have a dream house, a dream car. There is no product or service that will fulfill all of your dreams, and definitely not a college. She says here, she makes an analogy. Don't wreck your car because you're too busy being jealous over flashy car driving next to you. It's also misinformative to tell students that where they go is make or break for the future. Just ask around. I've said for many years, and I think I'm correct, that I don't know of anyone who has been asked, unless it was a point of something they had in common, been asked where they went to school. And if they were asked, I doubt that it made any difference whatsoever. They may have had their degree on their resume. A degree may have been required for the job, but no one is asking. And she makes a point here that if no one has told you where you go to college does not make you special. You're not a special person because you got into a certain college. Lots of colleges will take you if you pay the price, whether they have a famous name, a prestigious name or not. That does not contribute to your value as a human being, nor does it make you better than anyone else. And this is part of what's tied up in the dream college myth as well, is the prestige myth. So she says, don't wreck your car because you were too busy being jealous over the flashy car driving next to you instead of paying attention to the road in front of you. It says also here, another piece of advice, do not let your ego get you into unnecessary student loan debt. As you see, this is why colleges have to lie to you about there being such thing as a dream school. If you don't believe that their school is a dream school and that you can't choose from the hundreds of other alternatives, you have to buy into, they have to sell you the idea that their school is your dream school. It says if you were told the truth that you can be happy and successful wherever you choose to attend, who in their right mind would spend an extra $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 to go to their school? The reason why the myth of the dream school exists is because if you can make people believe that their school provides something so unique and intangible that to not have it would be to forfeit their dreams, then you can charge more for it. You have to sell a lifestyle, not sell a product. And so she says that, but the truth is, the adult truth that people have to come to face, which is actually freeing and allows you to have your dreams long term, is that it is possible to be happy and successful with alternatives. There is no dream school. There are no solutions. There are only trade-offs. And it is perfectly possible to be happy with other choices, which gives you some perspective on choosing. So she says, do not let your ego of having gotten into your dream college get you into unnecessary student loan debt. It says you have some control over how your college decision affects how much debt you go into. How much are you willing to pay for your dreams, not your dream college, quote unquote, not just in terms of the dollar amount, but the future dollar amount and time. Let's put it this way, if paying off the debt from your 4 years at your quote unquote dream college, which you'll quickly realize is not going to be exactly the dream you thought it was going to be, most probably. But if paying off that debt when you are 30 for the 4 years you had of experiencing your dream, that may stop you from your new dream when you're 30, which may be buying a house, or it inhibits you, slows you down, it limits your options. So is your 4-year dream of going to a particular college and paying a lot more for it or getting into debt for it worth giving up future dreams that your future self will probably think are more important than the 4 years you spent at college? And if your college of choice means you don't have to go into any debt at all, then consider yourself fortunate. That's the way to do it. Anthony O'Neill wrote, Debt-Free Degree, said the true dream college is the one you can do debt-free. I agree with that wholeheartedly, because debt is one of the greatest inhibitors, one of the greatest preventers of people reaching their goals and dreams. There is no dream school or destination in life that will make you happy. Do not connect your happiness to a product or service that someone can offer you, especially when they have a vested interest of getting you to pay more for that product and service because you think it's so special. So there is no dream college, but the good news about that is that there are many alternatives, and the dream college, to quote Anthony O'Neill again, is the one that you can do debt free.